This foam is just crazy, crazy soft. There's more to this shoe, but the foam itself is just amazing. Let's preview the Saucony Endorphin Elite 2. Hey everyone and welcome back on the channel, my name is Alex. In today's video we are previewing the Saucony Endorphin Elite 2. This shoe is releasing in 2025 and you may be wondering why I have a pair in my hands. This is a pair that Saucony had to release to comply with the World Athletics regulations, meaning that they have to make all their race day shoes available before international competitions like the Olympics. And they have an athlete from the Canadian team competing in this shoe at the Olympics, so they basically had to turn it from a development shoe into an approved shoe for the Olympics, and that means releasing it to the general public. That's how we got a pair. And this is not my size, so I didn't run the shoe. It's not a review by any means. It's just a preview, and I will just basically show you the specs, show you the shoe, show you what's mad about it, compare it with the previous version that I have right here, and that's gonna be it. And you will have to wait a few months until we have our hands on my size to have a YouTube review. But if you want to see the review of this shoe on the website metaendurance.com, is going to be available in a few weeks because this shoe is for one of our testers. With the intro out of the way, let's look at the specs. We have 39.5 millimeters of stack height in the heel, 31.5 in the forefoot for that 8 millimeters drop, exactly the same stack height and drop as on the previous version of the Saucony Endorphin Elite. 199 grams for a men's US size 9 sample size. That's 5 grams less compared to the previous Endorphin Elite, and the price point remains unchanged at 300 euros, $275. What's new though is the foam. I mean, the upper is new, the foam is new, the outsole pattern is new, but the foam is really the big difference compared to the previous Saucony Endorphin Elite. I'm just gonna squish it and show you how soft it is. Maybe you've seen some short form content on Instagram that I released a few days ago. The foam is just something I've never touched before. At least I cannot really find any comparison to a foam that is so soft, so pleasant to touch also, which makes me think it's maybe a different formulation of PIBA, or something added to PIBA to make the feel of it also a bit different. And when walking in the shoe, although it's not my size, I put my feet in this pair. The feeling underfoot is really special and really different to anything I have tried so far. I'm wondering if it's a completely new material, maybe Saucony developed or co-developed, whatever the case may be, a new material for this foam. They call it next generation super foam on their website. I believe that's also because it's patent pending and they don't have necessarily the final name, commercial name, marketing name ready yet. But trust me, this is something that you want to touch if you're just a bit geeky, and when this shoe is available on the shelves at the running store next door, go check it out, go touch it, go press with your thumbs on this foam, go put your feet in these shoes, because the feeling is really, really different. And that's also why I'm so much looking forward to reviewing these shoes next year. Let's compare it very quickly with the original Saucony Endorphin Elite. I'm also gonna squish the foam very quickly. This is Power Run HG, which was also already, super foam. On the firmer side of things, not super compliant, at least in my opinion. And when you compare the two, when you press with your fingers on the two, you can really see the difference. This I'm just pressing, in the same way. Obviously, this is my left hand, a bit weaker hand. But I'm pressing in the same fashion on the two shoes, and all you can see is how one is moving and the other is not. And this is how soft the new foam on the Saucony Endorphin Elite 2 is. Looking at the upper, the main changes are that you are losing this sort of cage thing that the Saucony Endorphin Elite 1 had. Remember, even the heel has this cage around it, and then inside you have one single bolster around the heel. It was a very special heel that I personally didn't really like, and I know some people also had some issues with it. The construction of the upper is also completely different. As you can see, that was a see-through cage with some outside gussets, if that makes sense, or some sort of overlays coming in the midfoot to wrap your foot. It's really different on the new Saucony Endorphin Elite 2. The heel is a full cup, the upper is a one-piece upper in general. The tongue is stretchy, you don't have that cage construction anymore. The padding in the heel is still a mono bolster, singular padding thing, but much more comfortable compared to the Endorphin Elite V1. In general, I think the upper is really a nice upgrade as well, especially for people like myself who didn't necessarily enjoy the the upper of the Endorphin Elite, the original Endorphin Elite. I'm not gonna go back into the midsole. You've understood that this is really, really crazy different and crazy softer compared to this shoe. Let's just do a quick, tests like this with this shoe, and then with this one. As you can see, the rebound itself is quite different just by doing this stupid test. Looking at the outsole, you can also see a huge difference in terms of the geometry of the midsole when looking at it from the outsole. You have that lateral cutout on the new Saucony Endorphin Elite 2, reminiscent of what Adidas did with the Adios Pro 2, Adios Pro 3, if I remember well, although it was on the medial side for Adidas from the top of my mind. This allows for some nice decoupling from between the heel and the forefoot part of the shoe. The flex of the shoe is decent. I didn't mention, but the heel cup is really pliable and the insole is not removable technically, although I think if you unglue it, you can probably slide your orthotics inside the shoe, but it's really glued in a strong fashion, whereas it was much more easier to remove it on the Endorphin Elite 1. This shoe had just a single void here in the outsole. Like I said, you have this cutout in the Endorphin Elite 2. You also have a bit more rubber coverage with the two sides of the heel being covered, whereas only the lateral side was covered on the Endorphin Elite. And hopefully, fingers crossed, the grip is gonna be better on the Endorphin Elite 2, because this was one of the poorest grips I have ever tried, and I hated it for being so poor. So yeah, let's hope this is the new Endorphin Elite 2 is improved in terms of outsole rubber and grip traction, because this is really one of the main flaws that Saucony has. This is it for the preview. Very short preview, just a quick rundown of the specs. No opinions whatsoever, like I said, because this is not my size. If you want to see some opinions, one of our testers at metendurance.com will be testing and reviewing this shoe. So go on the website, check it out, and read their opinion in the coming weeks. Thanks a lot for watching. Enjoy your run today, enjoy your ride, and let's link to the review of this shoe or another Saucony shoe right here. Thanks for watching.